All right. This is my review for Invincible Season 4, Episode 6. So, what I'm going to say here is this. I did like this episode. I did like this episode a lot. But what I will say is something on my mind. Here's the thing. I really love the actor Lee Pace. If anyone knows who Lee Pace is, if you ever seen the show The Foundation, he's very good. Lee Pace is a very great actor, and he has a very great commanding voice. But he's actually the voice of Thrag. And I just feel like his voice does not match because he has more of a smooth voice to him. And when you see Thrag's face and his beard and everything, I feel like Thrag would have more of a, I don't know, I feel like he would have more of a, uh, not gravelly, but I feel like his face looks like his voice should be more, not menacing, because Thrag's voice does have a menacing tone to it, but it doesn't have like, I feel like it's not weathered. His voice should be weathered a little bit. Conquest's voice is weathered because his voice looks like it looks his voice actor fit Conquest. But for Thrag, I don't know why, but when I hear Thrag speak, Thrag looks awesome. Everything looks great. It's just the voice. I'm watching it and like my mind's like, I'm trying to figure out, is it because I know who Lee Pace is? But I don't think that's what it is, because I know who a lot of these actors are who voice it, and I don't have a problem with it. But when Thrag speaks, I just feel like it's too soft. Like, it's soft, but I feel like it should have a different type of strength to it. But it's fine. It's fine. That was on my mind. I just had to say that. Other than that, it is cool to see Thrag in this episode for sure. I'm very curious who this skull is. He's carrying the skull. I don't know who the skull is. Maybe it's his mom or someone in the past or someone who's important to him. I'm very curious who that skull is for. So it's very interesting. And what I thought was interesting is there were a good amount of Viltrumites that were fighting. And you know what? No, I gotta just say whatever's on my mind. The girl who was in this Galdanian armor, or whatever it's called, the girl who they recruited from Earth, who's in like basically the super good Iron Man armor, and she has that big thing on her head, and it's like a suit that heals itself. What is her purpose? It's not that I don't like her. I'm actually currently reading the comics, so I'm not up to her information, so I don't know anything about her. But all I'm gonna say is this: what is her purpose? I feel like she's gonna get taken out every time I see her. And if she keeps getting saved, and it's like, it's messing with me mentally, because I'm like, why did they go to recruit this girl if she's just gonna be a lightweight? You know, she's gonna be dead weight. So I'm not completely sure why they have this Iron Man girl with this Galdanian armor, whatever it's called. Like, she seems like a very cool character. She was very cool on Earth, but against the Viltrumites, I don't understand what is her purpose. I'm trying to figure out what it is. They're not telling me what it is, and I need them to tell me what it is by the next episode, because I'm like, every time I see her and she gets saved, I'm like, why are they saving her? Are they saving her because her armor has something to do where she can be able to help take out the Viltrumites in a certain way? Like, why is she there? And that thing is like itching my brain every time I see her. She's very cool, but every time a Viltrumite comes for her, I'm like, dang, she has to get saved again. And it would be different if she was using the armor in a way where she's actually taking them out a little bit, but it doesn't seem like she's putting up with no fight. It seems like she's always running, or she's like always on the defense. She can never do a good amount of offense. She shoots them sometimes, but it's like pepper. Just looks like it's like she's throwing pepper flakes at them. It's just not doing that. So I don't know what is her purpose. They need to give us that purpose soon, because I'm like getting irritated every time she's on screen. But I love her. She's a cool character. I like her and Alan playing video games and escaping. She's very cool. But when the Viltrumites come, it's like, you're gonna make Alan get kicked. You're gonna make Alan get taken out because he's saving your life. And I'm like, no. And I really like Alan. So because of that, I'm like kind of like I'm off her. I don't know. They need to figure it out or tell me what's going on. Why is she so important? Because if I remember correctly, Omni-Man is the one who said go get her, something like that. I'm pretty sure he said that, or he knew that they were going to recruit her. So if Omni-Man and Alan are going to recruit this person specifically, they need to tell us why. Like, I just don't understand. Anyways, next I'm gonna go into one of my favorite parts of this episode. I really like that this episode takes its time to slow down, but it's not boring. And I think it slows down when Omni-Man and Oliver actually have time together. They actually have time. he had like no time with his son. So now he has some time with his son on this planet. And I think it's very good to see them, go back and forth, fight together, and train. He needs the training devastatingly. Oliver needs training, like, for sure. And the thing is, me and Oliver's relationship has grown so much because, and I first saw Oliver in season 3, I believe. I was like, he's cool. Or no, season 2 even, I believe. Yeah, so Oliver's been around for a while now. But the point is, Oliver, at first glance, I was like, he's this annoying kid. But now I like him a lot. When he gets hurt, I want him to win. I'm rooting for him. But then in this episode, what he really showed me is he's still so immature. I understand he's still a kid, but his body is growing really fast. And he's telling his dad, like, I know how to fight. I'm like, kid, no. You about to get, no, you don't. You about to get slashed up so many ways. So I hope his dad has a conversation with him about learning how to fight the Viltrumites, because Oliver almost gets taken out so many times and he doesn't even understand. Like, I feel like his dad, I want to hear his dad verbalize. I want Omni-Man to verbalize, listen, when you see a Viltrumite do this, that means they're going to go in for the kill shot and you need to dodge better or be prepared. Or maybe he needs to adopt that. Maybe since he's like more on the weaker side, he can't really fight that well yet. Maybe he needs to adopt more dirty tactics. Maybe Oliver needs to have both of his hands like this, get ready and try to just swipe at the neck or whatever and like take him out, because Oliver is claiming he knows how to fight, but he does not know how to fight. So I'm happy they took time for Oliver to learn how to fight with Omni-Man. And it was very awesome because when his dad was teaching him how to fight, it made me think about season 1 when Omni-Man punches Invincible for the first time and he feels a real punch. So I like that that kind of parallel. But I hope that Oliver gets more training, for sure. One thing I was not expecting Invincible and Omni-Man and Oliver to make it to the planet in this episode. I thought they were going to say that for the next episode. But I think some of the downtime and story elements we really get on the planet was very nice, because it actually, they don't just give you downtime. They give you a good amount of action. So I feel like this episode is very balanced. So I was editing this video and I had to come back for the future because I realized something that I had to talk about. At the end of this episode, when they do like a little after credits, there was a moment where they looked at Conquest's grave. And this is what I'm going to say. In that moment, I said, if his finger pops up, if anything happens right now, I'm done with this show. I'm so done. We went through the worst possible way Mark could take him out, and he took him out. I was like, there's no way if he makes one breath of air, I'm done with this show. I would not really be done with the show because the show is so good, but I would not believe anything anymore if Conquest came back. He better not be coming back. But it seemed like they were just playing a joke on us, because then it zoomed out and it just played the music. So I think it was just a joke. But Conquest better not be. I don't want to see him again. He's done. That was the final ending for that guy. And then also I got to talk about Space Racer. I love Space Racer. He's such a cool character. I will watch a show just on Space Racer. He just seems so cool. But I think he's cool because you don't really know much about him. So maybe a show isn't really needed. But maybe I'll like an episode dedicated to him. I really like Space Racer. He just seems so cool. And I like his character design and everything. And then what I will say is this. He took out someone with that infinity ray. This is what I'm thinking. At the end of this episode, they're talking about, they want to go to the planet and beat them up on Viltrumite land, on the Viltrumite planet, on planet Viltrum. Why don't they just have him shoot that infinity ray at the planet, at the Viltrumite planet? I don't know if that's gonna happen. And then they just fight in space. I don't know what they'll do, but I feel like he has that weapon. They need to use him for every piece. They need to use him. Like, he's very good with that weapon. But yeah, that's it. All right, let's get back to the review. And then one last thing I want to mention as well is I really liked on the planet how, even though Oliver is at a point where he's taking out people who he feels, don't deserve to be given a second chance, he takes them out. He actually has a soft side, or more of a realist way of looking at things as well. Because Omni-Man was going to take out that alien bug mom, and Oliver said, no, she's just a mom protecting. And that made me have some hope for Oliver's character, so as far as him becoming someone who has power, but also is able to use it in the right ways. But yeah, other than that, what else? Okay, what I'll say is this. At the end of this episode, I was very happy to see Thaddeus, or Thetis, the Viltrumite, the betrayer as they call him. I was happy to see him really put down some good smackdown on the Viltrumites. Because when he was getting beat up, I was like, all right, we need to see this leader actually fight. And he did fight. And I was happy to see him actually beating up and pummeling some of the Viltrumites really well. So I'm happy about that. Also, the guy who does the voice of Thetis is the guy who played the voice of Optimus Prime. I've already known that for a while, but every time I hear his voice, I'm just like, wow, like, I can't believe they got this guy. Like, it's awesome to hear it. You can't help but think Optimus, but it is cool. It is cool to see Optimus in human form, and he's kicking butt. So I got to shout out that. And I think one last thing I got to say is seeing the Viltrumites flee. Seeing the Viltrumites flee. I think that was a mistake. I know that the planet was going down to smithereens and there probably been no planet at all. But when Thrag was leaving and they were retreating, that was a time I think for Omni-Man to go after them. I know like that probably wouldn't be the smartest thing to do, but if they're retreating, that means they are mentally, they're not ready for the fight. So they might be able to get some good swipes on them, or at least take two more of the people out on their way out. I think when they were going out, they should have like took them. They should have like tried to take out one or two more of their stragglers of the Viltrumites that were flying slower. But here's the thing. Now that I'm having this conversation, I realize, remember that big ship? It was about to come down on the whole planet and take out a whole bunch of innocent people. So I kind of got to reverse that. Yeah, no. So if they wouldn't have been able to do both. So they was able to push that thing out back into the atmosphere and save a lot of people. So that was a good scene, seeing Omni-Man and Invincible and everyone work together. And Invincible's little scruffy beard and stuff, I like that. Hopefully he keeps that beard for the next episode as well. I like to see a little bit difference. And I like that his suit is still ripped. I like that. I like little things I like. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I really did enjoy this episode. It was well balanced, good amount of action, good amount of story, and I think I'm ready to say this is probably the best season of Invincible. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I gotta wait to the full thing. But I think for me so far, I think this is the best season ever, besides season 1, obviously. But dang, I think that's it. And I love The Boys too. I don't know if you guys ever seen The Boys on Invincible. If anyone while watching this, I feel like people who watch Invincible most likely have. I'm not saying you watch The Boys, you have to, but I just feel like the audience might be, there might be some of the same type of audience there. And I've been watching The Boys for a while, so I can't wait to watch that too. Can't believe both dropping on Wednesday, which is insane. There's a lot of good shows out right now. And if people watch Euphoria, that drops on Sunday. So a lot of stuff. So check out what you can. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. It's Dejo Know the Name, spread love and light. And how are we going to sign off? Because I'm excited about Mortal Kombat and I still haven't watched any Mortal Kombat 2 trailers, we're going to continue signing off with Get Over Here. So let's peace out and get over here.
Get over here.